Hey guys, I want to do a book review and show you some of the books that I have here that are pumpkin and gourd related. And I wanted to say a big thank you to Brandon because he got me a gift certificate for my birthday when I had that wish list up, and I finally used it, and I got this neat book that I just got in the mail today called The Complete Squash. And I saw this book a long time ago in the bookstore, and I wanted it ever since. And so far, I've started reading a little bit about it. And bad things first. I don't like that the book is kind of preachy, and the author goes off topic. Sometimes I'll be reading and I'm wondering, what does this have to do with pumpkins and squashes? You know, can we please get back on topic? But the good parts about it so far are that, as you see, it's got beautiful photos. And let's see, try to get to a pic. Here. They list the names of the pumpkins, and the photos have little numbers so you know what each one says. And it's got all these little bullet points of scientific name, size, weight, stats like that, origin, and little info. So that's, to me, this is the most important part, not so much the going off topic and the storytelling. And it's organized pretty well, not necessarily botanically and scientifically, but you get to see the huge variety of squash and pumpkins in here. There's a section on jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. Oh, and at the end of the book, there's a little section on recipes on how to cook squashes and pumpkins, which I found interesting to look at. I don't cook, so I can burn water, so it's not really for me. But still really, really good. It's a big hardcover book, and yeah, gorgeous pictures. It's a green striped fuchsia. This one looks really cute and soft. I just love looking at the pictures, so I'm really gonna enjoy the book despite the politics presented in this. I don't like politics in my books when I'm trying to learn things or just enjoy the facts and the photos that are in there. But overall, I'm really happy, so thank you for that. Alright, and let's see, as far as other books, I have a novel. This is called Backyard Giants by Susan Warren, and this is a story of a guy that grew a world record giant pumpkin. Now this is a true story, so I'm not really much into fiction, and it's presented in a really funny way. So it's a fun book, it's a neat read, and in the center of the book, he's got some photo. Oh, that's really sad, but he's got some nice photos of the giant pumpkins in his garden. I do recommend this as a fun read. Let's see. Oh, I've got this little book. I found it. Again, I was at the state fair, and it's a really skinny. It was $1. It had little pumpkin pictures. It is a cookbook. It's got recipes in it. So again, even though I don't cook, I found it amusing and something for my collection. Old-fashioned pumpkin recipes. So I picked that up. It's kind of neat. And it's a nice funny theme here that I keep saying this. I don't cook, but I found this in the bookstore a few years ago. Pumpkins and squashes. And it's a recipe book, but it was the photos, the beautiful photos in this that really captured my interest. And the only thing I actually have made is this particular roasted squash, sweet potato, and garlic soup. This was pretty good and one of the easiest recipes in here, I think. The only thing I can make that I think I do well is pumpkin pie. I make a mean pumpkin pie every year. But this is a fun book for me to look at the pictures, and for those of you that like to cook, I know there's some friends on here at Seaver's house. You love the pumpkin soups and all that, so you would probably enjoy reading this book and using some of the formulas in here. Very nice little find. And now for some of my favorite books in my collection. There are two of them. This is making Gourd musical instruments. I buy used books online, so I don't mind that it's a formal library book. In fact, I prefer it sometimes because they're hardcovers and they come with the protection on the jackets or whatever. And this is a great book. It shows you all the neat gourds and tells you how to make. There's so many musical instruments in here. I had no idea that could be made out of gourds. I don't think I have the talent or the patience to make any of these, but it's definitely fascinating. And I think at the beginning there's a little section on growing them, but very tiny, and how to clean them. So yeah, very, very cool book. This is by Ginger Summit, and she also wrote my very favorite book in my collection so far, Gourds in Your Garden. Now this book is excellent. Starts off by categorizing the different types of gourds, so you know what they are. Mostly talking about the hard-shelled gourds, the genus Lagenaria and all the species within. Awesome cladistics on how the different cucurbits are related. As a nerd and a science major and stuff, I love this kind of stuff. And most of my books are, like I said, nonfiction, mostly science books and things I like to learn. And talks about how gourds were used in history, again, to make music and for bowls and other stuff. And then there's these charts to tell you when are good days to grow, and then just different techniques. The rest of the book is all about how to grow the gourds, the seeds, and just neat things, seeing them growing in the garden. Problems with pests and diseases and how to cope with that. And there are beautiful photos in here, and yeah, this is my favorite book. So if you guys are looking for books for pumpkins and gourds, I highly recommend this book. And something for fun, now I also read children's books, so it's not just all hard sciences and hard facts. I like to have fun. Last year I picked this one up for me and for Chris because he always told me about this little pumpkin song he sang when he was in elementary school, and I've never heard it, but it was a cute little thing to memorize. And there's funny little pictures in this, and I really enjoyed looking at it, and it's fun. So based on the kids' nursery rhyme, and the art's cute. And now, two of my books, they don't have anything to do with pumpkins and gourds. Well, this one's about plants in general. It's called Seeds and How They Travel. Also a former library book, and goes into basic biology, but on a kid's level. And talks about how flowers reproduce and the types of seeds, and great pictures. I've always been a fan of dandelions. I love the cute little puffs and how they fly away. And so this is a fun book for the botany section of my collection. And lastly, now for something that has absolutely nothing to do with plants or science or biology, just for fun, Chris got me this awesome book called Shark vs. Train. I saw this in the bookstore. I was cracking up because I had a friend and we used to play with our toys like this, and you know, I've always been a nerd and a tomboy, so I played with action figures, and it's the story about two kids that have a toy train and a toy shark figure, and they pretend about having them fight and what are the best situations to put them in, who would win in each type of thing. And some of the pictures are just so funny. This is one of my favorites right here. Who would win if they were selling lemonade? And in this case, it looks like, you know, sharks winning. And I love this one I mean, the train's winning. I love this one of the shark. What do you mean it's a little watery? And they even have them competing at trick-or-treating, and it's just a lot of fun. Definitely a cool, very cute. The artwork's really good too. Okay, so this has been long enough, and those are some of my books. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I've got more pumpkin books coming on the way, and I'll probably do a quick review like this too of maybe my other books and start talking about, because I've got a huge collection of bird books and then general science books and just a whole bunch of other stuff. Alrighty, signing off.